Well, I'm back out in the woods. It's been about, I don't know, a week. Maybe it's been less than a week. The last time I was out. But I'm out near the same place by the trout stream. I'm parked a little closer to my truck and about 100 yards from where I was and on the other side of the creek. But I thought I'd show something while I was out here. I'm using it's a military gas mask bag that I use like a haversack. And I was just showing, last week I didn't show you, I just used a toggle. Pretty much the same setup, except this time I'm going around a tree. You know, so the one side is strap, and I make a loop and bring it through, and then I put a stick in there and then make sure I go. This time, because I'm around a tree, I went under one side. On this side it goes around the tree, and on this side I go over, and that way it traps it up against that strap and it won't allow it to drop. So the setup is here. I'll try to zoom in this way, see if I can get it in the picture. But anyway, that's how it's set up. And then when I hang it on a horizontal branch, I do the same thing, but you make the loop and go over, and then you use this loop that came over the branch and stick the stick through it, and it holds it on both sides. But this is a way to do it on a vertical rather than a horizontal branch. Horizontal meaning like that one, where I'm going to put the camera here in a minute. Another thing I wanted to show was there's been a few people that have talked about. I think I super glued my camera mount, but I don't know if it's going to work or not. So I'm trying it out. That's another reason why I came out here. So see if that works for now. Every once in a while you might see a car come by. The reason why I park by the road is, or not park by the road, but stay pretty close to my truck, is I've got a bunch of tools in the back of my truck. And I don't want to get too far away from it and somebody pulls up, because there's a lot of thieves around here, the drug addicts and stuff that are meth heads and shit. And they have no qualms about smashing and grabbing. So they'd smash a window or smash the back of my truck open and my topper, and they'd grab whatever they could. And hey, a handful. You grab a nail gun, you grab a drill driver set, you're talking a few $100s, bang, like that. They take it up and they get 25 bucks for it at the doggone pawn shop. So I got to kind of stay close as long as my truck is full. I could have brought the Jeep, which is empty, but that's not what I was running today. So anyway, Duke and I came back out. It's another hot day, and I'm going to set up my hammock here in a minute and show you some other things I wanted to show you while I was out here. I'm only out here for a short time, like I said, just for him to get a swim and me to get my mind right. You know, it's always good for me to go out in the woods and get my mind right. A lot of things going on in my life right now, so not all good, not all bad, but so sometimes you just go out and think. But anyhow, I'm going to set up this hammock real quick, and I'm not going to waste battery power to show you, but I'm going to go ahead and set it up, and then I'll talk some more if you guys want to listen. Otherwise, my kids can watch this and when I'm dead or something. So, all right, I'm going to turn it off for now. All right, the hammock got set up, and took off that pair of camis I was wearing. Anyway, one of the things I wanted to show was how I use a piece of leather shaped kind of like a donut, folded over to make a dangler. And the reason why, I'm going to step back. The reason why is that, first of all, it moves around. Lets me move around. I can still get my knife out whenever I want to, but it drops it down, and so when I go to sit down, it can flop up and not jab me in the side. And it's really easy to make one. All you need is you can use it with cloth if you want it, but I use a piece of leather off an apron, an old welding apron. But I'll show you how it works. And all it is a piece of scrap leather. Like that. And I cut it kind of like a donut. I think you can see that. And then I fold it over, and then I run the knife through the sheath here. Run the loop into the sheath like that, and then you got to make it big enough so that your belt, whatever the width of your belt is, if you have a really big wide belt, you're going to need to make the donut taller. I use about, I don't know, 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch belt, so like this. And what I do is that I put this through here when I don't have it on a separate belt. I put it through here, and then I'll just show you how it works. I run it through and behind the knife, through my loop, and then back through the donut, dangler, frog. Frog is probably the proper term. That's what they use for military swords, is the term is a frog. It holds your sword or your bayonet when you're in the military. I used to have to wear one of those for my sword when I was in the Marine Corps. But anyway, and that way it hangs and dangles down. Then you can take your lanyard, if you use one like I do, and just stick it up under your belt. That way if you need to get your knife out, you just pull the lanyard and pull the knife out. So that's all for that. But it's another way of doing it rather than having a floppy dangler. And this way, I got a piece of extra leather I can strap my knife with. And I can use it if I had to pick up a pot if it was hot, or a rock or whatever. Something that was hot. But anyway, I'm not going to leave it on here today. But easy to get it off too, you just pull the belt back through. I can get sometimes it's not easy to get it off. But anyway, and that's all it is, a piece of leather. Leather because it's stronger than a cloth, but cloth work. Anyway, that's just something to show you. I haven't been showing much. I still got to do the pump drill, and I still got to do the finish my canoe paddle and put up that Austrian shelter half setup. But right now I don't feel like doing it because it's hot and humid. I don't feel like doing it. So when I get around to doing it, I'll do it. But anyhow, it's supposed to rain again this evening. Well, if anybody's wondering, this is a muzzle loader's pouch that I don't use as much because I have a different pouch that I use. But this is basically a muzzle loader pouch, and it's basically a fire kit. That's all it is. It's got some tinder in there and a tinder box and one of the Hudson Bay boxes. I don't use it very often, but I got it just because I thought it was pretty cool, and I just don't use it that much. But it's in there anyway for times like this when I just want to get out for a while. Duke's back in the water again. Anyhow, warm. Just twist it around. I need to turn my back to the camera again, but that's just the way it goes. I'm not one of them fancy videographer guys. I'm just a good old boy that likes to get out in the woods, and I'm trying to share some stuff. That's all there is to it. I don't need to wear my knife on me. Everybody goes, "Well, you shouldn't take your knife off." Well, you know, that's true in a lot of ways, but if some of you people don't know me very well, but believe me, there's a knife on my person. There's always some kind of sharps on my person all the time. So there's a machete over there. There's a knife. I just showed you. Here's my pocket knife. Sometimes I carry that Swiss Army knife I got as a gift, but there's always somewhere a sharp. There's probably 10 knives in my truck. It's 50 yards away. I can't imagine anything happening to me other than a heart attack, and I'd be dead and I wouldn't need my knife anyway. So, yeah, I guess I'm rambling, but I'm just trying to think of some things to cover because I know people get tired of hearing me talk. So, anyway, I'm out here having a good time, letting the dog do his thing. I should go swimming myself, but I didn't wear any shorts, and I don't feel like jumping in there skinny dipping in the area here and scaring people. So, geez, I just found it. I didn't know it was here. I got my boot caught on a piece of hidden old barbed wire. I didn't even know it was here. So, before I leave, I'm probably gonna get a section of that up and roll it up and hang it in a tree, because nobody runs cattle in here, and they haven't for 80 years. So this is a big like a nature preserve out here. Another reason why I'm not having a fire going right now, I have done fires out here. I usually only do them in the winter, but I don't want to attract any attention by having any smoke. Most of the stuff's damp right now. I don't want the people coming by to worry there's some kind of fire going on over here that they're not aware of and cause problems for myself. So, anyway, I'm going to sit down and have a smoke and relax for a minute, and if I think of something else to say, I'll pop on this video camera again.